I have recently been requested by the Sierra Leone government, several ministerial departments, the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry and the Environment, to assist in the development of the country in terms of social and commercial development, by bringing in interests, investors from various parts of the world that I have particular contacts with. Now, first of all, I want to make people aware of how did I become interested in Sierra Leone. Well, first of all, it goes back to my school days. I went to school with a colleague called Melville Thomas, who was also a Lindisfarnian, and in fact he became head boy after I left. He became head boy of Lindisfarne, but he was at the school more or less the same time period as I was, in the same house. So obviously we knew each other back then, back sort of 50 years ago, 49, 50 years ago. And through the fantastic world of social media, obviously one these days keeps in touch with one's colleagues of the past and build the relationship and trust further. Now, over the years, Melville has been involved in a number of activities around the world as well, developing business opportunities in the Middle East and in Scandinavia, etc. But he's been predominantly, obviously, working at home, in his home, in Freetown, in Sierra Leone. Over the years, he's been a significant figure in the social development of the country, has been a leader in Youth for Peace, which is a strong movement which has been going some 25 years, probably even longer. Melville will have to correct me on this one. But obviously he knows many people in Sierra Leone, and bear in mind Sierra Leone is a very small country in terms of population. It's not a large African country at all. It's certainly had a lot of things happen there from gaining its independence back in the 1960s from Britain. As we know, it had that lengthy civil war. It's had more recently it's had the shocking Ebola crisis, and even more recently those horrible mudslides which killed over 500 people in Freetown. So it's had it really has had a tough time in building itself out of it, particularly after the Civil War, which obviously had a significant drain on the country. Because what it did is it forced people who could move out of Sierra Leone to move out of Sierra Leone and go and set up lives in other parts of the world, which many have done in America, in Europe, etc., and in other parts of Africa. Melville's got family all over the world himself. He went to school in the UK, but he's remained in Sierra Leone as a very active citizen in the country. Although his children live in other parts of the world, have got married and live in other various parts of the world. Obviously Melville is worldly in terms of his travels, but his home is Sierra Leone, and that's where he lives. So he's very passionate about helping the process of positive change. And his passion and his drive in wanting to make Sierra Leone a better place is where I have basically got involved through knowing him over that period of time. Now, a significant change that has happened very recently has been government change. There has been a new a new elected leader in the country very recently, and obviously this is now kick-started the opportunities for changes to happen. You know, new broom sweeps clean, as they say. And Melville has got a very good relationship with quite a few members of the cabinet that have been appointed now, new cabinet into the government, and therefore it's been, and that's been very apparent, because in the discussions and video presentations I've done on Sierra Leone, and I'll show you snippets of these now, they have been looked at with very favourably by people in Sierra Leone, in the cabinet, and I've started receiving letters of support and recognition from the government in bringing the investment and skills into the country. So that is where we are currently at the moment. This is just a short video to give you some insight into what we're doing in Sierra Leone.